The Losi Lasernut. It's had its highs and had its lows with me. Came to the point where I just wanted to toss it. But you know what? I kept it. And now, as you guys can see, all this red, that's Vitavon. Oh yeah, got the full Vitavon setup on here, including the rear bulkhead. Check that out. Ha ha ha. So I've got that on there. Now that uses a much larger bearing, a 5x13x4 versus on the pinion, 5x13x4 versus the 5x11x4. So much bigger bearings, bigger durability. You're not going to blow the little centerpiece out of the rear axle when you really get on it. So guys, I'm going to show you guys the install. The bottom left corner of the screen is a time. That's where we go to drive. So hey, let's get this thing started. Take a look. We're going to start out nice and easy with that brand new Spur Gear. So to get that out, I'm just simply going to take the top piece loose, unbolt the transmission from the bottom, and I want to remove the whole thing right out here on the table. With the wires loose, you can see the bolts you have to take loose. Now, you can take these 4 bolts out right here, the bolts on the bottom, and you may be able to flex this up and get this out without having to remove everything like I'm about to do, because I've got to get into the back end. Now to get to these 2 front screws, you got to take the body mounts off right there. With the top brace off, you can see a whole lot. Wow. With the trans out and that bolt right there taken out, the whole transmission case just simply comes right apart. It just simply pulls apart. Nothing really holding it together other than the chassis and that top brace. That top brace is kind of important. To change out the screws, just take those 4 bolts right out and everything should slide right off. With the 4 bolts out, the Spur Gear comes right off over top of your bearing. If your bearings are loose or worn, now is a nice, easy time to change them. So I'm just simply going to put the Spur Gear on and we're good to go since my bearings are fine. It bolted in perfectly. I haven't found a need to change the center diff oil out yet, so I just left it in there. But if you wanted to change it, now's the time. Or at least it was before putting the Spur Gear on. Now with the metal Spur Gear, if your mesh isn't perfect, you're going to know it a lot more than with the plastic Spur Gear, so get that mesh right. Time to put it back in, and since I'm taking the rear end off, I'm not putting on the back dog bone, because I just gotta tear it right back apart anyway, right? So go ahead and get that bolted down, and then it is time. Let's take a look at these axles. This one, stock one, broken. Pretty darn common in this thing. Now this is a stock one right here that is not broken, and this is the Techno right here. The Techno, huge upgrade. You also had to get into the diffs for this piece right here, you know, and you kind of had to work that down a little bit to make it fit. I believe Techno actually has a proper kit for this now, but not really sure about that. But anyway, you can see the little pivots down here. Look at how much bigger the Vitavon one is. It's just bigger in every way. The Techno goes right into the stock knuckles right there, so that's nice and easy. As far as the Vitavon goes, look at how much larger it is out here. Just look at that. That is pretty darn big. Now the Techno has got the larger end up here at the diff, but like I said, that requires you to change that. This one goes right into the stock out drive. So no modifications to the diff, so long as they're okay, just simply bolt these right in. Now, when you get out here, because this is so much larger, I mean, you can see the difference in the pin sizes right there. Let's go ahead and move these out of the way. Just look at the difference in pin size. So much beef. All that beef requires you to actually get his knuckles and rear hubs. So you kind of need all of that to make his axles work, because they just don't fit in the stock ones. So that's a pretty darn awesome system. So I've already got the stock out drives in the front. We're going to go ahead and get these put into that. And then since I've got this big, beautiful monster right here for the back, we're going to get into that. And oh man, can't wait to get this in there. Let's look at the knuckles while we're here. Beautiful work, as always. So to put these into here, you have these 2 set screws right here. You back those out,
the pins come up, and you will use all of those pins and set screws into the new knuckles, along with the actual pin that goes under the wheel hex. Look at that brand new Vitavon wheel hex. Ha! The outside bearing is a 6x13x5. The inside bearing is a 12x18x4. In case you guys missed it, that little set screw actually goes right into that little groove on the very end, and that's what actually holds this thing in place. You don't want that set screw to come out. A little bit of thread lock goes a long way. The left side is put in, everything is there, everything is ready to go. So now it does come with new hexes from Vitavon, so that's pretty darn awesome. Everything is set in, ready to go, axle, everything. Now, time to go ahead and take care of the other side. As far as showing the install on this, it's just simple, bolt for bolt. Not really an issue at all. And there we go, both sides done. Oh, wow. Just bigger everything. Love it. Now it's time to dig on into that back end. This is what's going in to fix the back end. Oh man, finally something with some beefy bearings in there. So chances are if you have a laser nut, you already know how to get that back end out. So I'm just simply going to get that out and move along. This is going to transform into something awesome. Haha! So here we are, it is out. Now I do have the Techno out drives on this, because I did do that mod to mine. And I have seen some guys post up the question, do these fit the Vitavon housing? Well, we're going to find out right here. Now let's look at the number one issue with the laser nut. The gearbox and the bearings. The bottom bearings I actually got from DSM Off-Road. They are the NMB bearings and they've held up. I got to admit, they have held up quite well, but I've also blown out the middle out of the plastic diff case or bulkhead. Look at the Vitavon. Vitavon, just huge. That's a 5x13x4 bearing. The Vitavon is versus a 5x11x4. Yeah, big difference. Much bigger balls in the bearings from Vitavon than the stock size bearings. So we're going to get those in, and that should fix all of our issues with the back end of this thing. The Vitavon bulkhead comes with these pieces right here, which are a little bit different than the factory ones. So I was unable to get these to drop into the housing. They just didn't really match up to that. So I guess I will take this apart and see about fitting those on here just to see if it will go. Fitting the stock plastic pieces into the Vitavon case did not work out so well. They just didn't line up with the slots. He has his own right there. So I can pull these off. I do believe I had to kind of file them out just a little bit. There's a ridge in there to make them fit over the Techno, which are a little bit larger than the stock ones. So I'm going to peel this off and see if I can get one of those to slide over it. I got it to start, but could not complete the push all the way to the bearing. So chances are, not unless you're willing to do a little bit of clearancing on the inside of this. If you're willing to clearance it, I believe it absolutely will fit, but I've got the Vitavon Axles, so I'm just simply going to take all the Techno stuff out and put the Vitavon stuff in. With the stock out drives, of course, it goes in perfectly. Wow. Yes, I've got quite a bit of lithium grease in there. Everything spins good, looks good. No more issues with bearings at all. With everything still apart, I'm going to go ahead and swap the carriers and axles right into the back end. And just like the front, bigger bearings everywhere. That's the Vitavon way. Ha ha ha, how about that? Oh man. Yep, the laser nut is getting right. I want to point out that bolting the gearbox to the chassis is a very precise fit. You may even think it's not going to fit, but it does. It's a very precise fit. Everything lines up just like it's supposed to, but take your time. One thing that's awesome about running it now, I don't have to baby it so much. Now the stock ESC, that may be a little bit different game. $3,150 kV motor out of the LMT. So Oh, I guess the arms. Oh, guess the arms could be the issue now, but not yet. Out here, we have something new. We got brand new clay. I would like to think they brought it out just for me, but you know, I kind of have my doubts. Oh no! Lost a tire. So apparently now that I don't have to baby it so much, I can now strip out the wheel hexes. Lots of you guys have already had this happen. Anyway, put the sand tires on it. Let's go back. We are back. Let's try it again. Ha ha ha! Hey, where do we go? Ha ha ha! Where are we at? Where are we at? We're out there. What's on the back side of this? Apparently that. Look at that. These tires just simply drive up all this stuff. I mean, it's good, right? Okay, let's try this again. I think I can do better this time. I sure did. I need a tractor at my place and a big pile of dirt. Man, I'd have so much fun out there just simply hitting dirt, you know? Oh. Hung in some bushes. All right. I'm up in the clay hills. That was beautiful. When you catch a down ramp like that, or in my case, just a down slope, it's awesome. All right, I don't know what's on the other side. Apparently, that. Woohoo! That was a little close. Let's get some weeds out of it. Yeah, get some of these old weeds out. There we go. See if we can get some throttle. Why, yes we do. Oh! That is awesome. This is driving right, man.
I like this.
Well, okay. Apparently, I just need to put a new bolt and actually tighten the nut down on the top link. No actual damage. That was a fun drive.
So guys, pretty much, now that I don't have to baby it anymore, I got to join the Stripped Wheel Hex Club. Yes. Now, when it spun that, it was on that side. Rather than tightening the nut, it just simply backed the nut right off that serrated edge. So, I had to come all the way back home, swap onto my Sandpaws right here. I like these tires on this thing anyway, so they're kind of my favorite ones. They're lightweight. They hook like a sand tire. So I like these tires, and they'll probably stay on it for quite a while until I find something else that I want to try, right? Anyway, guys, there are links in the description for these Vitavon parts and pieces. Highly, highly recommended. Even if you skip all the other stuff, you know, get that rear bulkhead. And you can make the Technos work, but you'll just have to take a little time with a file and kind of open up the inside of that little side piece that comes on there. Thinking back, I think I did that to the plastic ones. I think I had to clearance them just a little bit to make them fit as well. So aluminum, that's a little different story there. But anyway, it can be done. Did not work for my application though. It is what it is. So guys, in that description, I got links for all this stuff. Phenomenal. Yeah. Use those links. eBay, Amazon, AMain, and Horizon. This is Losi, and Horizon is pretty much Losi. So anyway, guys, use those links. May help out the channel quite a bit. Make sure you're subscribed, and thank you all for watching.
Guys, if you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell. So, in the description, there's a link to become a channel member. If you want to become a channel member, it's a very simple $2, $5, $10, or if you really got some money, $25 a month. It's a simple way to support the channel. So, get that, and I am doing monthly giveaways for members only, so you might want to consider it. So, guys, use those links. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you all for watching.